Right. Hello, guys. How are you doing? Welcome to Mr. Marashanye Online Lessons. Today, we are going to talk about this special topic in combined science, well known as cells. So, I'm going to explain this topic in Shona and English. So, I saw one of you just ask me to do this topic in Shona and English. So I'm going to do that without wasting much of your time. I want you to just subscribe to this YouTube channel. If you are new on this channel, make sure you subscribe, make sure you share, make sure you also like our videos so that the next time I upload a new video, you'll be the first person to be notified if you subscribe to our YouTube channel. Without wasting much of your time, let us get into today's lesson. Right. What is a cell? This is the first stage that you need to know. Kuti chinombonze cell chi. What is a cell? A cell can be defined as the basic unit of life on Earth, which means a cell is a basic unit to all living organisms. To all living organisms. Kurati kuzvinhu zvese zvinorarama. Kuzvinhu zvese zvinorarama. Kuzvinhu zvese zvinorarama. A cell is that thing that supply life. Chinoita kuti zvinhu zvinorarama zvirambe zvichirarama. Chinoita kuti zvinhu zvinorarama zvirambe zvichirarama. That's what we call a cell. Okay, so it is the basic unit of life on Earth. It is the basic unit of life to all living organisms. And don't forget that we have two types of cells, and number one is called plant cell, followed by an animal cell. So let us start by just giving the differences between the two. Zvakambonyanya kusiyana papi rinonzi plant cell nerinonzi animal cell. Zvakasiyana papi. Plant cell rakadini, animal cell rakadini. Okay, so I'm going to show you. As you can see, a plant cell have a cell wall, and animal cell does not have a cell wall. Don't have a what? A cell wall. Ndo msiyano uripo pakati perinonzi plant cell ne animal cell. Imwe ine cell wall, imwe haina cell wall. Then plant cell rine inonzi iyo chloroplast. Iya yatakati it contains chlorophyll. Chlorophyll inovaka green pigment found on leaves. Inovaka iyo inotrepa light, inotrepa sunlight, which is going to be used by plants for the process of photosynthesis. But iyo manje kuma animals aiko. Why? Because it's not important. Animals, they do not photosynthesize. And another difference is that ku plant cell kune a very large vacuum as compared to animal cell. Animal cell, there is no vacuum. And also, my plant cells are regular in shape, but my animal cells are irregular in shape. Right. Then let's move on and talk about the similarities, since we are talking about the comparison of plant cells and animal cells. Zvakafanana zvinowanikwa kuma animal cell zvichiwanikwa zvekare kuma plant cells. Ma animal cells ane cell membrane inowanikwa futi kuma plant cells. Ma plant cells ane cytoplasm inowanikwa futi kuma animal cell. Ma plant cells ane nucleus inowanikwa zvekare kuma animal cells. Ndo masimilarity, ndo zvatinowanaka zvakafanana kuma plant cell nekuma animal cell. Okay, then also zvakakosha kuti uzive, it is very very important for you to know the parts of cells and their functions. The parts of cells and their functions. Number one, we have what we call membrane. What is the purpose of a membrane? It is the one that controls substance that enters and leave the cell. So that the cell, it is the basic unit of life. So chinokontrola zvinopinda nekubuda muscell, it is called the membrane. It is the one that controls the substances that enter and leave the cell. And another function of membrane is that it controls the size of the cell. It controls the size of the cell. I like this point. And number two part of the cell is what we call the nucleus. What is the purpose or the function of the nucleus? It is the one that contains the instructions for all the activities of the cell. If we are going to have the cell that is responsible for the transformation of information from one part of the body to another, the one that is going to give those instructions, it is the nucleus. And it also performs this function, which is of containing the genetic materials. It is the one that contains the genetic material. Then also we have what we call the cytoplasm. What is the purpose of the cytoplasm? It is the one that fills the bulk of the cells, and it also allows communication between the nucleus and the rest of the cell. Right, another function, another part of the cell is called the cell wall. What is the function of the cell wall? It is the one that protects the cell. And remember, the cell that it is only found on plant cells. So it is the one that protects the cell. It is the one that supports the cell. It is the one that even gives the shape of the cell. Okay. Then number 5, we have the vacuum. What is the purpose of the vacuum? It is the one that stores substance within the cell. It is the one that stores substance within the what? The cell. I hope you are assisted. Now let us talk about the different types of cells in detail. And we are going to start talking about what we call animal cell. Chichinombon's animal cell. Dio kama cell anopa life kuma animals. Komana. These are cells that gives life to animals. These are cells that gives life to animals. Ma cells are no supply life kuma animals. Ma cells iwayo anopoa zita rekuti ma animal cells. Tinema examples akasiyana, but isusu we are going to talk about these two because they are very, very important to our syllabus. Okay, we have two different types of animal cells, or two examples of animal cells. Number 1 is red blood cell. Number 2 is muscle cell. Number 3, we have what you call we have what you call the white blood cells. Those cells, again, they supply life. But as for today, we are going to talk about these two special examples of animal cells. Let us talk about this special type of a cell, well known as red blood cell, in detail. Chi chakambokoshera nonzi red blood cell kana kuchinze ma animal cells ndiwo anopa life kuma animals. Ko red blood cell iri kubatsiridzawo sei, yakakosherei? Red blood cell, it is the one that carry oxygen to all parts of the body. Do you know that our body, for our bodies to function and for us to have this heat energy that we produce here and there, it's because we have enough oxygen that is entering our body. And the one that is going to carry that oxygen inside our bodies to all parts of the body, it is the red blood cell. Remember, oxygen, it is of paramount importance in our bodies. Why? Because it is significant for the process called respiration. And respiration, it is the breaking down of glucose inside our bodies in the presence of oxygen to release what we call heat, not heat energy, but energy and carbon dioxide. Why this naguti heat energy? Because it can be energy in form of heat. It also can be energy in form of power or the ability to do what? To do work. Saka inonzi respiration inoitika mu body medu isusu kana tichinge tadya chikafu. Ndo kubrekwa kunoitwa chikafu kuya zvichibatsiridzwa neoxygen zvozoita kuti isusu muviri wedu udziye. It's heat energy that is being released by the process of respiration. Zvoita kuti tiite breathe out carbon dioxide nekuda kuti respiration yaita sei, yaitika. Saka uchaona kuti pasina red blood cell inozoita kuti oxygen ikerewe to all body parts, hakuna zvatinokwanisa kuita. Okay, so that's why the red blood cell is very important. Why? Because it carries oxygen to all parts of the body. Right, let us talk about the characteristics of what you call red blood cell. Chi chinogona kutaridza kuti iri red blood cell. Chi. Number 1, they looks like rounded flat disc. Let me show you. As you can see here, they looks like rounded flat disc. Sezvauri kuona pa picture here. Okay. Another characteristic that you must know on red blood cell is that they contains red pigment called hemoglobin, and it is that red pigment that even gives red blood cell its color, and that gives even blood its color. So red blood cell, it contains hemoglobin, a red pigment called hemoglobin. Okay. Then also they are very flexible. They are thicker at the edges than in the middle. Let me just show you kuti uone zvandiri kutaura izvi. As you can see here, you can see that these red blood cells, they looks like rounded flat disc. They are thicker at the edges than at the middle. They are thicker at the edges than at the middle. They are thicker at the edges than at the middle here. Akakora kumacheto uku. Kudarika pakati, unomaona? Kudarika pakati akateta kagompa like. If you check very closely, okay? Then also from there, let us talk about adaptations of red blood cell. Adaptations of red blood cell. Adaptations of red blood cell. Chichinon's adaptation. When the question asks you to give an adaptation, you must provide these two things. You must provide a point together with explanation or the reason. So you are going to state any characteristic and you give us the reason for that characteristic. Number one, ma red blood cells ane ma red pigment. Atambotaura aya anonzi iyo ma hemoglobin akakosherei, they carry oxygen. Dapa adaptation. Number two, they are very flexible so that they can squeeze through thin blood vessels without breaking. Have a biconcave shape which maximizes their surface area to absorb oxygen, because their main purpose is to absorb oxygen to all parts of the body. Number two type of cell that we are going to talk about today is what we call muscle cell. Muscle cell rakakosherei. In short, muscle cell, it is very, very important. Why? Because it creates movement. It allows movement. It creates movement. It allows movement. It allows kuti ufambe uite zvese zvaunoita. It's because of what we call muscle cell. It is because of what we call muscle cell. Right. Let us move on and talk about what we call plant cells. Chichinombozi plant cell ndiwo kama cell anosupply life to the plants. Ndiwo ma cells that supply life to the plants, are cells that gives life to the plants. Kuita ma plants ararame zvaari kuita, it's because of cells. Nekuti ma cells, those are basic unit of life. Examples of plant cells that we have palisade cell and the root hair cell. Right, let us talk about palisade cell in detail. What is the main function of palisade cell? It is very, very important. Why? Because it is the one that promotes photosynthesis or that facilitates photosynthesis. Moving on to another type of a cell well known as root hair cell. Root hair cell rakakosherei. Root hair cell, it is the one that increases the root surface area to absorb more water and mineral. So my roots are the ones that absorb water and minerals. But what helps these roots to absorb more water and mineral is called root hair cell. The cell that operates, that helps roots to absorb more water and minerals. Not to say that root hair cells are the ones that absorb. Root hair cells, they don't absorb water and minerals, but they increase the root's ability to surface area so that my roots ano absorb more water and minerals. Anongobatsiridza kupa ability kukwenyenjera kuti maroots akwanise kuabsorba more water and minerals, but iwo haabsorbawo, but anobatsiridza maroots kuti akwanise kuita sei, akwanise kuabsorba. Okay, I hope you are assisted on that one. Now let me just show you the pictures of what we call root hair cell, palisade cell. Here is the structure of what we call a palisade cell, as you can see here. This is a palisade cell consisting of the vacuole, the cell wall, cell membrane, mitochondrion, the nucleus, the cytoplasm, the chloroplast. Okay, and inside the chloroplast, that's where we find chlorophyll, which is the green pigment that traps sunlight, which is going to be used for the process of photosynthesis. Let me show you another cell again. This is what we call muscle cell. And I told you the main function of muscle cell is to create movement, to allow you to move. And this one, I told you again that this is what we call red blood cell. And the last cell that I'm going to show you here is what we call root hair cell. 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 So it's important that you know these structures. It's very, very important. I hope you are assisted, guys. Tell me what you think in the comment section, and also don't forget to subscribe to our channel if you are new on this channel, and don't forget, if you find this video very helpful, don't forget to like to our videos. Those likes are going to motivate us so that we can just upload more videos. Okay, thank you so much. Meet you in the next video.